Hey YouTube, it is another morning and ultimately there are no results. At least the system shows that they have not even read it yet. It's frustrating, but there's nothing I can do about it other than sit here and patiently wait. Either way, I'm going to be waiting. They did decide to do a 30-minute EEG. They did not do the 24-hour. I was told they just need a baseline. The doctor said, we're not expecting to see anything on the EEG as far as like capturing a seizure in the moment. He feels like because it's only happened a few times over the course of the last 2 weeks, it's just not realistic to see or capture one on an EEG, so they just want a baseline. Baseline for what? Like, are they going to be doing something else later? I don't get it. And he's like, well, I guess like they know what, it normally looks like newborns, so they're just going to compare his normal to other people's normal. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea. We don't have experience with this. We are grasping at things because we're not really getting answers. His hands do this, his arms extend outwards, they get really stiff, and they ever so lightly vibrate, just very, very lightly. His legs do the same thing. They get very stiff, and they extend up off because it only happens when he's flat on his back, but he'll raise his legs up just lightly, and his arms come off the floor or whatever he's laying on ever so lightly and extend outwards. So for what it's worth, that is what he's doing. His eyes get really big. He elongates his body. It happens for a couple of seconds, but during those couple of seconds, he's not really breathing. Because it's only a few seconds, he's also not turning blue or anything like that. When it's done, he does gasp for air. None of that sounds like a normal newborn reflex to me. And I initially was frustrated because nobody else agreed with me. And by nobody, I mean like a couple of friends, a few family members, and Joel. I do mean nobody. Nobody I talked to who saw the video, which is the only thing that I have to even reference it. And it just so happened to be the first time that I noticed it as well. But nobody saw the same thing I did. So it was just kind of like, okay, am I crazy? Am I wanting to see something that's not there? Like, what is wrong with me? Am I panicking? Is it my anxiety? Like, you start to really doubt yourself. As I mentioned in the last video, I let it go, and then it happened again and again. And it was just like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not seeing something that's not there. I'm not okay with this. I'm not comfortable with it. And of course, you Google. Nobody likes ever what they find when they Google. It talks about like how you need to address it sooner versus later because it could cause brain damage, it could cause like motor delays, it could cause all kinds of things. I don't know at what point those type of things happen. I just know that's what I saw when I Googled it and I didn't like it. I said all of this to the doctor that we've been seeing since being here, and he thinks it's the Moro reflex. Well, I don't. And I hate to be that person or that mom who's like, I know more than my, child's doctor who went to school for all these years, who studied it, who's done way more than I ever have. But I am being that mom right now. I have had 8 kids. No, that does not make me a doctor. No, that doesn't make me qualified. No, that does not make me smarter than a doctor. But what I do know is I've never seen anything like this with my other children. So at the very least, rule out it is not a seizure. That's all I'm asking. Just rule it out. Don't brush me off. Don't say, oh, no, this is just a Moro reflex. It's a total normal, one of those normal newborn reflexes. I disagree. We're here. We have no results. I don't expect the EEG to have any results since the doctor said the same thing, even though I didn't agree with him about any of this to begin with. Also waiting on a few other tests to come back, some cultures that they did. Those are gonna kind of dictate whether it's bacterial or viral infection that may be going on. As far as the fever, it only happened after he had that seizure. He did not have a fever beforehand, and I say suspected seizure, and he didn't have a seizure after the fact, like an hour after the fact. It was only for like the first hour after he had a suspected seizure, and he has not had a fever since, and he's been routinely monitored what feels like every 30 to 45 minutes. Nobody has slept. I got about an hour of sleep last night. I am getting to the point, my last video said I'm getting to the point where I'm about to crash and hit that wall. And if I could crash and hit that wall, I absolutely would have by now. Instead, I'm just getting very short-tempered. My patience is gone. My fuse is yay big. That's where I'm at now. I'm laughing, I'm smiling, but internally I'm just done. I want some answers. I want to feel like I'm at least being heard or validated. Something, anything, until I have some more updates to give y'all. That's it. I don't want to say, unfortunately, it's nothing exciting, because boring is not bad, but give me some feedback. His monitor's going off. I'm going. Bye, YouTube.